Unbroken is one of the worst book adaptations I've ever seen. Like I watched this in English class after reading the book it's based on, and I need to just talk about how horrible on every level of an adaptation this is. Alright, so I'm just gonna get this started and go. Part one, skipped elements. Unbroken is not the kind of book that should have been adapted into a movie. If anything, it should have been a miniseries because the story spans over such a long period of time and it has so many characters that it's just not suitable for this kind of adaptation. Which brings me to the biggest wrong element with the movie, how it skips a good 100 pages or so of the 400-page book just for the sake of brevity. Keep in mind this movie is also 140 minutes, so it's not even like it's short. Louis' time at Ofuna is completely skipped out on, which leaves no explanation for how Phil, a major character of the book, is just cut out of the movie like an hour in with zero explanation. They don't do anything with his character until the credits, and it's insane because he's like one of the main characters. Even some could even say like a second protagonist of the book. On top of that, there's huge other portions of the book that are cut, but by all means, keep those tiny little paragraph sections like the Cinderella play, make it a 3 minute long scene. Anyway, skipping the Ofuna segments cuts out so much because not only does it get rid of an important character, two actually if you count Jimmy, it just goes straight into introducing the main villain. And speaking of him, two, the bird. The bird is handled horribly in this story. To get the obvious issue out of the way that he's written in this movie, like just given the music that they use, added unintentional romantic tension. I know there was a slight element in the book of that. I'm not sure how to word this without getting it taken down, but the bird gets some enjoyment out of his job. I'm not sure if the Coen brothers were trying to work that element in, but even if they did, Angelina Jolie completely fucked it up. She does a horrible job with his character, making him seem like an abusive partner. You know, the type that would say he's doing this because he cares about Louis. Honestly, the rest of the crew leads me to this does a pretty good job, which leads me to part three, the few positives. Roger Deakins and the Coen brothers do a good job. I mean, no shit, they're like really acclaimed at their jobs for a reason. But this movie, it's gorgeously shot. I think that the scene with the log, which is probably the most iconic scene in the movie, is shot really well. There's a great contrast between the way the bird's shot and the rest of the camp, and it makes him look more menacing, which is how he should have been portrayed in the whole movie. Anyways, the crew did a good job with this, but Angelina Jolie just kind of messed up something that had good potential. Just a disappointing mess that should have been a miniseries.